gosh.
How dare you?
Alrighty. So last time, a whole bunch of shit happened. None of which was really anything pressing the story forward. It was a whole session of character development. So, first of all, I'm like, the stuff with Asuka, Zenzo, and Ro or not Asuka, Callie, Zenzo, and Ro happened. I'm trying to think about the order. So first of all, after your previous mission, Callie was not feeling well, and she just didn't seem right. She said she was off. So you guys returned to the Blue Water Inn, and Callie just needed to rest. In this time, Ro was hugged by a chair, had a counter try to hold her hand, had a variety of things happen with furniture. To it, she was quite disturbed. After a little bit of this happened, Ro runs out of the Blue Water Inn, and the table starts following her. She hears in her head as the furniture hugs her, "Mom, I love you." Things like that. Eventually, the table convinced Ro to give it a hug, and Ro awakened to her new powers as a furniture mancer. As this was happening, Mitsu went to check on Callie, who found Callie unresponsive, not breathing, and ultimately dead. Mitsu was
keep it to herself.
Mitsu was distraught about this. Rather than ruining the levity of the night, decided to drink herself in a weeping stupor and spend the night in Callie's room, just taking in the last memories of her. In the morning, Mitsu woke up and the party found out about what was happening. Callie's body had collapsed into a pile of spores. After a little bit of grieving, Callie kind of woke up, sprung forth, and was reborn in her new self, with a little bit of different abilities.
Sit on my lap.
Yeah, sit on your lap. No, thank you.
I'm not muted.
Should let him think he was muted for longer. Got some dirt. Eventually, Zenzo decided to pull another card from the deck of things. Zenzo
Mistakes.
drew the devil's food cake,
Mistakes
which, as he ravenously consumed it, magically compelled to eat the whole cake in like 30 seconds. A devil popped up, offering Zenzo a deal. And this is where we left off. Resuming with the devil's conversation with Zenzo, the devil says, "Well, well, well. Mighty fine to meet you, Zenzo."
Hello?
"Hello. I see you summoned me by eating my cake. Most people don't eat the whole thing, just a slice."
I look at the rest of the party.
You'll notice Ro has kind of slipped back and out of sight, so she is not getting seen.
This is an actual demon, right?
Devil.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I literally recoil from the smell.
Devils are not demons. They are slightly different. Devils are more humanoid in their appearance. They are.
But they're still technically a fiend kind of thing?
Yes, very powerful fiends.
Yeah, they are evil, but they are evil. Yeah, they're lawful. So basically, they're not the kind of people to just run through and murder a whole town. You know, they're evil, but they do have their rules, which they abide by.
They'll have a
Gotta
reason
read
for
that
doing
fine. Gotta read that fine print.
Basically, yeah. Devils are very, very interested in contracts and the minutia of things.
Fun fact, tieflings come from devils. Well, one devil, one human.
This is your dad.
I hope not.
The devil looks over at Ro, just kind of shakes his head. Looks back at Zenzo. Well, Zenzo, through you eating my cake, I've got a little bit of an idea of something that you desire, something that you crave, other than an entire cake, of course.
It was a good cake. I will give you that.
Well, thank you. I wrote the recipe myself.
Should have read
So-
it before I pulled it out.
The cards don't say what they do. You don't know before you eat them.
Oh.
I mean, they would have a picture of the food, but like
They don't have the
they don't-
recipe?
no, it's just magically conjuring like
Oh.
bloop.
Let's see.
So the devil looks at you and says, Zenzo, I've heard about your wife, Stella, and I know you've been looking for a way to free her from her affliction.
Yes.
Might I propose a contract by which I could assist you with that?
Mm. Can I have a minute? Or is there like this time sensitive?
Well, you haven't heard my terms, so I don't know what you want to discuss, but sure.
Oh, this is. I did not want to. Okay, I'll turn back towards the group, specifically Ro. Hi.
There's more than one tiefling here.
No, yeah, that's not what I was going for. Um, so Stella's ill, and she has been for quite some time, and not your typical like cough ill. More of the illness of the mind. And I originally seeked you guys out in hopes to learn about. I believed I knew you. There was a cleric in your midst, and I was hoping one day build up the courage to ask you to fix her.
Fix her?
Remove this illness, this curse that abides her. She wasn't always like this. This damned dread that fills this land has twisted her mind in some sort of coping mechanism. And, or however you want to say it. Whatever it is.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh God, what?
What is happening?
Who's killing our ear hole?
That's Dre. What's going on with your sound?
Hmm?
You got really loud.
Did your headphones come unplugged?
I don't use I don't. My mic is separate from my headphones. Is that better?
A little bit, but we're still hearing it.
We got our eardrums just got blown out by I don't know air or something.
Shouldn't have.
The sound
Well-
hole.
You sound different too.
Yeah.
something
Is that
changed.
better?
Yes.
It's much better.
Okay.
That was very strange. You're just sitting there and all of a sudden.
It's just like brrr!
I don't typically work with the mind. I'm not that kind of healer. But I can go see if there's anything I can do.
Hmm.
I looked back towards the devil.
Have you had a moment to think?
Would that be your only offer?
Well, that is what I have gleaned from you based upon your consumption of my cake. Did you have anything else in mind?
Don't go anywhere. And I'll grab Ro by the hand and run upstairs with her.
I'll follow him curiously.
Devil just kind of crosses his arms. It's like, my time is very valuable, Zenzo. Please hurry.
I'll follow.
I will. I promise.
I'll curiously follow Zenzo upstairs.
I'll run up to Stella's room with her.
Okay.
I'll knock before I enter. Turn on the light. Turn on the lights.
Electricity, what?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's dumb.
As you knock on the door, you hear like a come from the other side.
Okay. Now,
Your wife has a cot in there with her.
sure. No.
No, that was pigeon.
That was Stella's curse, her madness, whatever you want to call it. She thinks she's a cat. It's sad to see, at least in my perspective, it's sad. But I don't know if you can do it now, or if you'll ever be able to do it, ever be able to fix her. But if you can, I feel like I owe you something. And I feel like that's something I could get from this creature downstairs. But if you don't think you can, then if you
No.
don't think you'll be able to, one day.
I might be able to.
I open the door so you can see, maybe glean more information.
As you open the door, you see Stella walking around on all fours. As you come in, she kind of perks her butt up and looks at you and says, meow.
I give this kind of forced smile.
She walks over and kind of rubs up on your legs,
So this
crawls
is
over.
something I would need, say, restoration spells for.
You can give me an Arcana check to, or a religion check.
Let's do religion because it's one of my specialties. And that's an 8.
What you would know as a cleric that it would require some type of restorative magics, but you just can't quite recall what specifically.
There's a spell I can take at the next level, Senzo, that might be able to fix her. I can't guarantee it, though. You may have a better option working with the devil. But I'm not the best person to ask on devil dealings. I may be a tiefling, but there's history you don't know yet.
I fear his cure. I'd much more prefer to realize someone more in the holy stand, in the holy light.
As I said, I can try. Next time I take new spells, I can try. I can't promise anything, though.
Those rings you wear on your horns. Do you mind the people, the names? What do they mean to you?
You wouldn't be able to see the names that are on the inside.
Oh.
The rings are for lovers who have died.
There are new ones?
Mitza hasn't given me the one for Alexander yet. I just have one on each horn. I know the pain you're suffering. I know how hard it is to watch someone become a shell of who they once were. Sometimes you can't get back what you've lost. Sometimes it's better to let them go in peace.
But if you had a chance, a once in a lifetime offer, to do something about it,
One of them died the way they wanted to. Their death was their choice. He died to protect me. But Ira I would have saved if I could. I know how you feel. Ira was taken from me much in the same way your wife has been pulled from you by fate and cruel circumstance and people who don't want to see people happy. But how do you know saving her won't cause more suffering? She's still here. She's still in Brovia.
she is, yeah.
If I cure her, or if the devil downstairs cures her, how do you know her madness wouldn't come back because of the hell she's trapped in here?
Well, that's my plan, is to get her out of this place.
So maybe you get her out of here and take her to a better healer. Maybe you take her out of here and take her somewhere that she can cure herself. Get air on her face, sun on her skin. But that's a decision only you can make. I've told you I may be able to hear her, to do something for her, but I can't guarantee it. You've got a possible guarantee downstairs. But then
You had a friend, right?
had a couple of them.
Well, you had mentioned another smart friend.
Aye.
Do you know what he studied?
He was a wizard much like yourself. Very smart man. Not a healer. Just a friend. Magic isn't always enough to save someone. Even when I had the best magic at my hands, I could have saved him, but I'm not strong enough. I'm not always strong enough to heal someone. I'm not always strong enough to save someone. And I don't want you to rely on me. I don't want you to get your hopes on me when I am very much a part of the reason Alexander's dead.
In my studies, there's magic that I've read about that can take you to other places. Take you to far off lands where the sun will shine once more. But I struggle with learning it. Some of the basics, they come easily, but I rely on gestures on what's it called? Shoot, the headband that he wears. I rely on it way too much. I was hoping that your friend, possibly smarter than I, maybe I could get a fragment of his knowledge.
He's... We couldn't save him. We couldn't undo what was done. He was petrified in a fight that wasn't ours. We were trying to be heroes when we shouldn't have been. And we called on magic beyond our capability to save him, and it failed. We reached out to someone better than us, and it failed. Magic is not always an answer, Zenzo. Sometimes it just causes more problems.
If you could.
If I could, what?
You could bring him back, would you?
You have to understand. I walk the line between life and death every day. My patron is a goddess of death. I can call spirits from the grave. I can send spirits back. I tried to save him. And I believe in the end it was his choice not to be saved. Because even everything I had the capability to do was not enough to save him. I chose this path to try and save people. I chose this path because I thought I could make a difference. Alexander's death taught me that you can't. It taught me that death isn't something you should fuck with. That little girl that Mitsa pulled out of the lake, I felt her soul leaving her body. I felt her on the edge of death, and I felt how much she wanted to go, because it was warm, because it was safe, because she wasn't in Barovia anymore. This is a choice you have to make for yourself. This is a choice you have to make for your wife. But it's not a choice I can make for you. It's not a choice I can tell you there's a right or a wrong answer.
Yeah. Okay. I shouldn't keep him waiting any longer.
I'll reach a hand out and gently squeeze his shoulder, and then I'll turn and head back downstairs first to give him a moment.
I'll kiss her on the forehead, and close the door behind me.
You close it, you hear like a meow, and like a scratch at the door.
Way to ruin the moment.
I mean, totally in character. Like,
Yep, I'll come back down.
The
So
devil
coming
sees
down,
you
I'm
come
sitting
back
down, and I'm just like, so what? You just wait until people eat cake, and then you pop out of nowhere? At the devil.
I was eating Cheez-Its.
No worries.
Well, yes, those who have a desire, they some way or another find their way to my cakes, and they take a bite, they eat a slice, or kind of glares over at Zenzo, eat the whole thing, and I come. I'm here to assist in granting their wishes, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
I'll look
I
at
cannot say I'm entirely altruistic, but everyone benefits from these arrangements, you see.
I guess I've seen Stranger at this point.
Can I hear your end of it, Mr. Devil?
Well, if you simply request Stella, you seem to have some other ideas. Do you want to discuss the terms all at once, or do you want, how would you like to do this? You seemed like you were interested in maybe something further.
Yes, it's an idea that I thought of, but I want to know what's the just her first.
Just her? My terms are very simple. Are you familiar with the man, Isaac Strosny?
No, I don't think so. Should I be?
Yeah, hint you are. He's the Burgomaster's bodyguard.
Ah! Oh, okay, the one that almost killed Misa.
Yeah, and the whole fucking town guard.
Oh. Thank you, Misa. Yes!
Misa
Well.
just shuffles and looks down.
In return for your wife's restoration of her sanity, Isaac has something that belongs to me, and I'd like it back.
Oh. Is it like an item? Or.
It's his arm.
Oh!
The demonic looking one. Well, devilish
Okay.
looking one, I
Okay.
suppose.
Okay.
I would like for you to repossess this arm of mine. If you, that simple task, in exchange for the return of your wife's sanity.
Can you bring people back from the dead?
In what manner?
Well, so they can roam this world once more.
Do you have a body?
No. Well. No. I don't think so.
Ro will kind of tense and straighten and shoot a sharp look at him.
So, you'd like you are interested in bringing back somebody whose body is no more. Is that correct?
I'm just curious if you can do it.
I can. That is certainly a steeper price. There's something of this realm I desire that I have not quite been able to locate. The Wizards of Wine possess a couple of them. There is a certain pine cone that would be of great. It's gone back and forth. A pine cone acorn. There's a certain bit of botanical wonder that would certainly assist me. Should you be able to bring that to me?
Can I ask what you'd use it for?
To further my desires, as I would use it to further yours.
I see.
Zenzo, that's off the table.
The devil kind of gives a smell. I can smell it on you right now.
Well, I can smell you from a mile away as well.
You
Zenzo,
may.
Better
are
not
you
be
gonna-
a banana nut muffin.
Zenzo, are you gonna explain to the rest of us what's going on? I think all of us have been very understanding. Is a good word for it.
I want to leave this place. Corellia.
As do we
We
all.
all want to
It's a
leave
goal
this place.
here.
That's what we're all working on. Were you going to wish to leave Barovia?
No, not exactly. I don't think it'd work.
Okay.
Devil kind of says in the background, I use wish metaphorically. I don't actually cast wish.
Can you take people away from Barovia?
I don't think it's quite as simple as that while Strahd roams this plane.
Yeah. Strahd can just pull us back in if he wants to.
In theory, I could, But I think you'd find yourself right back where you ended, or right back where you came from.
Senzo, what are you trying to do?
There's magic that I can't figure out. That I think your friend could.
Fuck off. That's why you're asking me about Alexander.
You're
You-
trying to... Wait, Alexander? What?
He thinks Alexander's the cure to his wife's sickness since I said I can't. I'm not gonna have any part of this. And Ro will turn
Well-
on her heel and walk out.
Firstly,
Alexander made a choice. And I think we should respect that choice.
well, it's
I'm
not
sorry.
exactly like we can do anything else about it. If the spirit is not willing, then you cannot resurrect someone. That's not how any of this works.
Right. And unfortunately, the physical changes that he had foregone had already happened.
That and he refused to come back as it was. So there is no bringing him back with anything that I know of.
Senzo, what are you trying to do? What did you want Alexander to do?
There's magics that can take you to different planes of existence. Powerful magic. That I think once we take care of Strahd, we could use said magics to leave.
Senzo, we'll find a way out of Barovia, but we have to defeat Strahd first. And
How? Have you been in the mists? They're horrible.
I
It just leads you in circles. You just wander back in.
we have to find a way. We have an invitation to Barovia. We are to the castle. We know we can get to him. We just have to make sure that we find a way to make sure he stays down. Then we will help the people of Barovia, and we will get out of here. We will find a way to get out of here. But making a deal with the devil, with a devil, I don't know if that's the right choice. I'm sorry, but I don't. I still don't know what you're trying to wish. What you're trying to accomplish.
Freedom.
As are we all. Be more specific.
True freedom is in our hands as long as we're able to work for it.
You haven't been here as long as me.
You're completely right. We've been here very little in comparison to you. But all the more reason for us to want to get out of here. There are magics. You're right. There are ways to get out of here. But again, without the ability to defeat Strahd, we're just going to end up back here. He's angry at us. He might not be angry at you, maybe, but he's angry at me. He's angry at Ro. Angry at Mitza. He will not let us leave.
And don't you think it'd be wise to get more help? Wouldn't the help of
That's what
Alexander
we've
be
been
good?
working on. That's why we have Esme, and that's why we have we've been trying to track down all the cards that the Vistani have. The Vistani Elder gave us the clues, the keys to hopefully defeat Strahd. We have to follow up on that. But
don't you
why
think
are
more
you?
people would help?
Maybe we can get yes.
We have
But what does that mean?
Why not try?
Why not try what?
Strong people on our side, Alexander.
He doesn't want to come back.
You're right. She's right. didn't want to come back. He had the option to.
He chose to remain dead. Now,
I don't think
pick
even
your
if we
next
do-
words carefully, or I will kill you myself and then spay your wife.
Mita, there's no need.
I storm out of the room.
Zenzo, you didn't know Alexander.
Yeah.
Why are you fixated on this one person? When there are plenty of other people that could be brought back as well.
Who?
That could help you with whatever you're trying to do. I don't know. We haven't met that many people. We haven't explored other options. You just jumped to the nuclear option. Nuclear? What is nuclear? You just jumped to the worst case scenario, and you're trying to make a deal with the devil.
Worst case. Yeah, I thought he was your friend. I thought bringing him back would be both helpful for me and a sigh of relief for you. I guess.
I am heartbroken that I lost Alexander. That we all lost Alexander. We failed him miserably. We had the opportunity to bring him back, and we gambled, and we ended up making the wrong decision, and he's gone, and he had the opportunity to come back, and he didn't want to. I feel like it would be a desecration of his will to bring him back. But what would you want Alexander to do if he were to come back?
Help us?
Help us how?
You don't think numbers would help in any way?
Numbers will always help. But that doesn't mean that there aren't other people who can help us.
Yeah, but if we have the opportunity, this isn't an opportunity forever.
I mean, at that point, why don't you just wish away Strahd?
Can you do that, Mr. Devil?
Like I said, I do not. Please do not take my words literally. I do not cast wish. I have access to very powerful magics, but I am not a genie.
Theoretically, figuratively speaking.
I have the ability to resurrect a body from nothing, to pull a soul from the ash of Avernus
I'm
and
just gonna say that
rematerialize it.
I just think that we've beat this dead horse in a circle, and I may be recently reborn, but I think we should let dead people stay dead. So how about we just fix and not resurrect? How about that?
If you have
Fix what?
another, if I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, fix the sanity issue with his
Do you
wife,
know that yet?
but
Yeah, I told
You know,
everyone
you all
about
know
this.
she's insane in some
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
but like
Okay.
why? We don't need to resurrect anybody to make her sane, so I don't know why we're going down this road.
That's what the kibble was for. Anyway.
Super confused. And yeah, I say no.
Well, if a resurrection is
No resurrections.
if a resurrection of this individual is distasteful,
Very much so.
certainly I'm a man of honor. I'm not here to sow discontent among your group. Perhaps if you have something of equal magnitude you desire, perhaps we could strike a deal under the same conditions.
There ain't a thing that I want.
I have nothing to ask the devil.
He looks at you. I am offended. I am a man of my word. I would never do anything to be deceitful, to be harmful. I have told you 100% of the truth.
I believe you, but there's nothing that I desire.
I need promises for me, and besides, this wish or this request is not ours to make. I've made my thoughts open and clear, Zenzo. I will go check on Mitsa, but we also need to start preparing for later tonight. So I suggest that you come to a decision soon.
If I can't get this arm, is there any penalties?
I walk out.
Well, when you strike a contract, there's always a downside if you are not able to render payment as promised. However, I can perhaps provide you a tool to assist you, as I very much desire this arm back, and thus this is the impetus of me offering you this deal. I'm willing to equip you a little more effectively to retrieve this arm for me.
How so?
I could provide you with a bit of a devilish scalpel, shall we say, that would allow you to cleanly extract the arm. It is my property, after all. It is only under loan.
And then you get the weapon back. Or this
Of
tool
course.
back after.
Of course. If you have further requests for me, we can wheel and we can deal. I will be very transparent with these contracts. It is not my intention to, like I said, be deceitful. I am interested in getting what I desire. So, laying my cards out on the table, I desire my arm back, and I desire the acorn.
You ain't getting my acorn. I need that.
It's not yours. Or it's a different one from yours, rather.
We haven't found that one, the other one yet.
If you...
And
He
it was
kind of
also attacked. We're not there, but
He kind of sniffs the air again. I can tell it is rather close by. If you agree to that, I can point you in the right direction. It's just not in a place that I would be able to retrieve myself.
Holy.
Why
Got it.
not?
You could tell me where it's at.
Is it
Oh,
on holy ground, perhaps?
My dear boy, telling you where it's at is part of the contract you must agree to.
Oh, no, no, sweet thing. Let me tell you something. If you can't reach it, that means we have to. So before anything is signed, or before we allow anything to be signed, we need to know the terms. I'm not agreeing to anything that's going to get me killed, because I already died once.
Nothing so crass as killing. If the contracts are unable to be fulfilled, you would keep your free will, for the most part. But
Signing nothing. This ain't on me.
those who choose to sign, I would be willing to extend this offer to any who participate in the retrieval mission of helping you out with something. If you fail to deliver the acorn, you would be my associates. We would work together. And you would assist me in displacing Strahd.
God, this is difficult.
If you
Can't be
retrieve the
separate
acorn,
contracts?
that is reasonable, yes.
I'll try and get the arm.
Okay. Okay, well, is that something you're willing to commit yourself to?
Yeah.
The devil holds out his hand.
Oh, to shake.
Yes.
Shake his hand.
You grab the devil's hand. As you do, you feel this warmth wrap around your hand, and you see a little black symbol that looks like a cake appear on the back of your hand. The terms of the contract have been sealed. Your wife's sanity for my arm back. I
When I
appreciate.
get you the arm, she'll return to normal.
Yes, as soon as I have my arm, you'll find her just as right as rain.
And this tool.
When the time comes, you will have a scalpel appear in your hand. It will be it will appear only in the presence of my arm, and you'll be able to you'll use it to painlessly sever and cauterize his wound. So rest assured, he will not bleed out. Unless you so choose to be a little more forceful with him.
I don't have much of a ill will towards him, honestly. But
You will be able to use this at the right time to painlessly sever his arm, my arm.
does he need to be unconscious?
You just need to be able to get close enough to strike him.
Okay.
About the other contract, is that something you might be interested in? And again, the devil kind of gestures to everybody.
It's just me and Callie in the room at this point.
Gestures to Zenzo and Callie. Everybody else would kind of hear it and hear this in their heads as he wants to make this offer known. Anybody who chooses to participate, I would be willing to grant a favor to.
Go fuck yourself.
Can he hear us?
He won't hear your response. He didn't open like a telepathic link. He was just making sure you heard the message.
Oh, Ro will say it very loudly. She's right outside a window. He'll hear her.
I spit to the side.
Charming ones they are.
Hang on just a second.
They're not as desperate.
I just watched Mitsu walk back into the room and I'm just...
So did I.
The devil looks at you. Well, you might be my second cousin twice removed. I see you heard my words. Do they strike your interest?
No.
Well, I will not press then. I will, while Zenzo is under contract, I will be available to him for communication so that he might tell me when it is time for me to retrieve my merchandise. If y'all have no further questions, no further negotiations, I will bid myself adieu.
Until next time, cousin.
He just kind of bows, and as he bows, vanishes.
I'm only going to say this once, Zenzo. I'm sorry I lost my temper. It's a very, very sore spot about Alexander choosing to remain dead. And I do not take it lightly that you would make such decisions knowing so little. It is insulting, and I will not suffer it again. Now, deal with Isaac.
Mitza is scary when she wants to be.
We know who's on top.
Every time.
I love that we can always go from like these heavy, serious moments to shit like that.
It's a gift. What can I say?
I totally ripped off Scone's devil accent. I hope I did it justice.
You did. I was going to rage quit if you told me his name was a certain thing, but I deeply appreciated the
You never asked his
accent
name.
there.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
never
I
got
know.
his name.
Yeah, I know. And
It's
if I will quit this motherfucking campaign. Don't you dare.
now I have to know.
The link's
Well,
still open,
if
right?
we
I'll
if
call
we
him back. What's your name?
You see him kind of poof back into existence. My apologies. That was very crude of me not to introduce myself properly. You may call me Ghetto.
Mooney, I
Gato?
can't see reactions.
Gato?
I'm looking at Alec. I'm like, wait for it. Wait for it. Is it? No.
Alec?
Now I'm sad.
Ghetto.
Gato?
okay.
Really? Cake?
That's
His name is
cake in French, yeah.
Mooney!
That's a little bit on the nose, is it not?
Nose.
Hey,
mine
he's
never.
not a real character in this campaign. I'm pulling shit out of my ass here.
Okay. I'm gonna stay in the campaign.
that delicious moment when I thought you were going to torture Alaric for just a hot second.
I make nods to our Sunday campaign, but never overtly rip off.
Oh, trust me, that's a crossover episode you don't want in your life.
Yikes.
As someone who's watched parts of the Sunday campaign, yeah, I'm good.
You don't want that devil. Alright, so, when's the festival?
We're outside. I don't know what's going on in there. Aside from hearing in my head, I think that his name is Gato, which, again, honey.
No, you gotta do like that Foghorn Leghorn Louisiana accent. It's Ghetto.
Gato. I can't do accents, sorry.
You're doing it too French.
I can't do accents.
Think Louisiana, New Orleans.
That's
Ghetto.
the
Put it
reason
back in the
why
back of your
Asuka
throat.
speaks just like me. I can't speak like anybody else.
No,
It's just not in my nature.
Listen, just throw it in the back of your throat and get really lazy with it.
The only accent I can do is customer service.
Wow.
Trust me, he puts that in the back of his throat and gets lazy with it.
You can always do the gay accent.
That unhinging jaw for the win.
Alright.
Okay, so let's not get us removed.
Asuka,
What I miss?
he's gone.
Are you okay?
Back inside.
Rose
Well,
still
I
vaguely looks like she wants to punch Alexander. I am staying out here because if I see that short little bastard anytime soon, I am going to lay him out.
Zenzo, not Alexander.
Or sorry, Zenzo. If I see that short
I'm
little
not-
bastard anytime soon, I'm going to lay him out. So I am staying out here until it's time for the festival.
Like you
I'm
could
not good
land
with
a
these
hit.
things. True.
It's really hard to kill him, to be honest.
I was gonna say I'm not good with these things. Does anybody need a hug or a drink? Because I could.
Let's just go back inside. We'll get the drink later.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just kind of like walk inside, just go.
Fix! Are you here?
She's been in the kitchen eating everything.
Yeah, that little bastard just went to stuff his craw.
I come out of the kitchen with a sandwich. Like, y'all are talking too long.
Yes.
Alright, so the festival is tonight.
apparently, Zenzo, I'd be remiss not to ask, what did you do? What
I
did
do?
you agree to?
I'm taking an arm.
Well,
Did you
there.
ask why?
He didn't ask why I wanted her fixed. He has his own. It's his arm, I assume. That's what he said.
It was
It-
missing one.
It was his property, is what he said.
While they're doing that, I'm going to wander towards the center of town and just watch preparations for the festival and try and calm down so I don't murder somebody.
30 minutes later, we find Ro crucified in the center.
I mean, kind of.
You gotta
honestly.
watch that malicious unhappiness.
That's true.
Yeah, being pissed off in the center of
Yep.
town. That might not go so well.
I don't look pissed to anyone who doesn't know me.
Girl, you
You're a
always look pissed.
tiefling.
Exactly!
Right, that may not be good.
You're a tiefling. They're gonna be racist about saying she's maliciously unhappy, even if you were smiling.
Make sure you throw in a hop, a skip, and a jump in there every so often. Just
Yeah.
Just skip down the road, like ah.
I'm sorry, with the mental image of Ro skipping is just no.
that is truly horrifying. In any case, while Ro goes on her daily constitutional,
I was gonna tell Ro what she sees, what's happening in preparation for the festival.
Billy.
Alright, so Ro, as you're walking around, you see a parade of unhappy children dressed as flowers trudging through the muddy street, leading the way for a group of sorry-looking men and women carrying a 10-foot diameter wicker ball. You see the burgomaster and his smiling wife. You see her holding a sad bouquet of flowers. You see spectators watching from their stoops as this wicker ball is taken into the town square. You see it being hoisted and hung from a 15-foot high wooden scaffold.
That's gonna
And you
get
s-
lit on fire.
You see, you hear townsfolk, you hear people screaming off into the distance, "All will be well! All will be well!"
I'm just gonna lean up against a building and kind of watch people in the town square and just stay out of the way.
You see people running around, coming to their places for this festival. It's gonna be a little while before it gets started, but the aforementioned things, you kind of see them happening in the background.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here and people watch for a while.
Alright, so as Ro's hanging out, just watching the preparations for the festivities unfold, we pan back to the rest of the group.
Maybe step over here. I can process you. But don't worry.
I'm not one to insert myself in your affairs, Zenzo. But
What is your name?
all things considered, you are traveling with us for the moment in a fairly common cause.
Yes.
How about you kind of be a little bit more forthcoming with what your issues are so we can help you? Maybe next time you won't have to make a deal with the devil.
Just mind you, that wasn't an intentional thing. This was a totally random happenstance that just happened. He didn't conjure a devil on purpose or anything.
No, I know.
Okay,
But
just-
it still happened.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't like an intentional thing. I just don't want you to get the wrong idea of like the circumstances.
It's more of the whole didn't tell us about what's going on with his family kind of thing. It's already been a little bit much with the whole family thing and the
I didn't know about that part.
That was truly unbeknownst to Zenzo. That was something he discovered along with the group. That was a
That
journey for
was-
everybody.
That was I did not enjoy that. So I was trying to get off on an easy road for a little bit.
I'm
I
just
talked
saying
to
from
Ro.
Asuka's point of view, way too much has been going on and I'm just like, come on buddy, you gotta give us a little bit something.
I wouldn't have made the deal, but with my conversation with Ro, she didn't seem confident.
Hey,
If I
where'd
had the
Ro go? I look around, I'm like, we're missing one. Guys, nobody saw
Um,
Ro.
Walked
No,
outside.
I stared
I
at the
just shrug my
inside.
shoulder. I just shrug my arms and go outside and start picking my nails with one of my daggers. I'm not interested anymore.
Well-oiled machine. We should
Ro
probably
didn't
go
seem
find Ro.
confident enough.
And Zenzo will have to put a pin on getting somebody's arm. Do we have to kill them to get the arm?
No.
Well, I'm going to
Well,
kill
that's
him
a that's a
anyway.
plus because I don't really
Wow.
like killing all just for willy-nilly.
No, I'm going to kill him.
Why? Well,
Because
yeah, actually,
he-
you're completely right. They're going with the whole entire thing, so therefore they are not scot-free.
they are
Also-
murdering people for not being happy. I don't like it.
Yeah,
But aren't they
I
just
might-
following orders?
I might just have to help you. You know
Side
what?
note-
You're complicit with that.
Side note, Mitsa and Oscar at least would remember that Ro is very not confident in her ability to save people, or Mitsa after what happened with Alexander, because she doesn't trust herself. And her and Mitsa had this conversation a couple nights ago, so Mitsa would know this. So Zenzo saying Ro's not confident would just be like, you don't know her.
Yeah, but Zenzo didn't talk with Mitsa before he made the deal.
No, but he's standing there saying to Mitsa that Ro doesn't seem confident.
And hey, Zenzo, maybe hold off on the cake for now.
The cake? What do you mean?
You just ate a cake and it summoned a devil.
Oh, yeah. Well, I ate the whole thing, so there's not really crumb leftovers.
I didn't want any, but thank you. That's
Okay.
not the point. I'm just saying, maybe hold off on what's going on with that deck because that's a little weird.
Everything's been tasty, at least.
Well, I'm sure it's been delicious, but a devil, really?
I wasn't expecting it.
Let's go find Ro.
I
We
was
need to
hoping
figure
for,
out
like,
what we're gonna
chicken
do.
wings. I have a hankering for some chicken wings.
We still need to talk to the chicken. We need to talk to the burgomaster. We were told that this was the day to do so.
Sure.
Does anybody remember what we were talking to the burgomaster about? Because it's been a bit.
About
It
the
has been
murdering
a
of people, I
hot
think?
second. Also, I hear somebody's TV.
Yeah, Dre, you're coming through all the way.
I think it's
I don't have a TV.
I think it's Mandy.
Well, you're constantly lit up, so yeah, it's Mandy.
I've got upstairs neighbors making noise, but I don't have a TV on.
Yeah, it's Mandy. Anyway.
It's not Mandy, it's Jeremy.
Alrighty, guys. I guess. I don't know.
We wanted to talk to the burgomaster about the lights in town.
Oh,
But we already figured out all the lights.
we did. Yes.
There was another reason.
I'm just saying that was the only reason I remembered.
I believe that was correct, yeah.
Oh shit.
We don't need to talk to him.
But we also don't want innocent people to die. What the shit with this town? Also,
Alright.
what's up with the bones of Saint Moy?
Most
gonna say Moy-
No.
Oh
I was
yeah,
gonna say.
there was also.
Yeah, I was
more
gonna
bones.
say Saint
We were
Mosian.
looking
That's
at the
wait,
bones.
Yeah,
and then
wait,
I
no,
ate
that's
the
a,
cake.
that's a dungeon
yeah,
14.
yeah. Anyway, shall we give the bones back to the church?
Sure. I don't
Do
want
you-
them in my room.
Do you
Saint
know for
Andrew.
certain that's where
Saint
they
Andrew.
belong?
No.
We don't know. We don't know anything about these bones. The dude just gave him to us. You know what?
There's a
That
saint.
dude's maybe not psychologically scarred after maybe like a whole one day of sleep. Maybe we should ask him about the bones. The gravekeeper.
Sure. Let's go find him.
I did need to get another coffin.
There we go. You know what?
Need is a
Multitasking.
strong word.
And we also need to find Ro.
That would help.
Alright, well, we'll head
I'm
over
gonna
to
walk
the
outside.
Blue Water Inn.
And why am I all the way over there?
That's where the.
Oh,
Coffin
because
maker is.
we're over here right now. I think.
Or here-ish? I don't remember. I think this is Wachter House.
We need a label.
I thought this was
There-
it.
There are no labels for it. There's just the N1, N2.
Yeah, but we can write text on the map.
Yes.
Look, you're giving us too much credit for being smart, okay? I've had this discussion with Eli recently. I am not as smart as I seem 90% of the time.
It's okay.
Oh, sorry, you were waiting for us to disagree. That resounding silence.
Gotta put the splint on to flip him off.
No. No, my wrist...
It just does it harder.
No, my wrist is just starting to ache. That was convenient timing.
That happens
I
when
have
you
it...
fracture both your bones.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
If only.
I mean, it's not. Anyway, so order of operations. Are we going
Bro.
back to the Blue Water Inn?
Bro,
We don't know where she is.
No.
we need to find her.
Well, do we split up and find her? Well, then how do we find each other again?
That's worse.
That is worse.
All right, I guess we'll spend some time looking for Ro.
You know, I read about a spell that can fix this.
Oh.
Enough.
No?
I thought it was. I thought maybe he was at one of his spells. Pizza.
Of course it was. It's a load of bullshit. She starts ignoring them and looking for Ro.
Would I have seen Isaac in the town square at all?
You would see him, generally kind of trailing behind the burgomaster. He is, the captain of the guard, so he's, generally going to be kind of with the burgomaster whenever there is festivities or when he's seen out in public.
I'd just be kind of watching him and trying to figure out when the best time or how the best way to catch him unawares would be.
Well, Isaac, I believe Isaac said he would speak to you after the festival was over, if I recall correctly.
Oh, right. But...
Little DM reminder, because it's been a very fucking long time.
It's been such a
Look, we're a bunch of ADHD goblins, okay?
So
I don't have ADHD. I'm just really bad at remembering shit.
you could scout him out if you wanted to, and if you wanted to try and get a surprise in, you could try, but it's going to be difficult while he's on guard duty. But he did promise.
I'm not gonna try to talk him while he's in the middle of town, but I just want to know thy enemy, that kind of shit.
That's called a death wish.
Yeah, he did say he would speak with you once the festivities have concluded.
All right, find Ro, Bones, figure out what's going on with this festival. Right.
All right. So if you're looking
And
for Ro,
we take a look and see. Maybe we could see some tracks leading from the house or something.
give me a survival check.
Ooh, oh, I'm good at these.
You have to
I got a
think, though.
+4.
It's a very well-traveled town.
You have a
Here we go.
+4.
Here
You
we
have
go.
provisions, don't you?
Ah,
If
18 + 4. 22.
Nice.
Alright, so you'd be in your mind trying to remember what Ro's shoes look like, and you'd be like,
Does she wear shoes?
everybody wears shoes of some kind.
I've said before I wear boots. You've seen me come out of Meets' room tugging my boots on.
So, yeah, you would see the imprint of her boots that look generally like they're heading towards the town square.
Oh, here it is, guys. I recognize this angry gate anywhere. This way. And we follow.
So you come up to the town square, and Ro, are you still there?
I'm just leaning
Yes,
against a
that's
building,
correct.
watching.
Yeah, you'd easily see Ro. She's not hiding or anything, just standing up against the building, kind of looking around, just seeing what's going on.
I'll approach her. Rana.
What did you just call me?
Rohana.
You know you don't call me that.
I call you. Why did you leave without telling anybody?
I'm a big girl. I can handle myself, thank you very much.
That's not the point. We're just worried. What if you know that something a little weird is going on with this town?
You think I haven't seen worse?
It's not a competition. I'm just saying.
You worry too much.
Look, it's a fresh wound, all things considered, about Alexander, and I just don't want to lose anybody else, is all. Okay?
I do have spells to tell you if I'm in trouble.
Yelling fuck at the top of your lungs is going to also alert everybody else to that you're there. So
I'll just gently reach out and flick him in the forehead.
Oh, be
Jesus,
nice. He means
I'm just
well.
saying. Last time you tried to tell us. Anyway, not the point.
I made a
The
deal
point
with the
is-
genie. You think thaumaturgy is my only way to communicate
also
with you now.
gonna put a pin on that one for now because I thought of something that we might need to ask the genie about, and I know that you have open communication channels with them.
Vaguely.
In any case, we need to figure out. We need to go ahead and join the group, and we got to figure out where these bones came from, and we got to go back to the cemetery, or the funeral
The
hall.
Blue Water Inn.
Thank you.
That's where we knew he was last.
Blue
No.
Water Inn, yes.
Where? Who? Oh, right. Coffin maker.
Yep, coffin maker.
Well, if you're at
Hoping
all
to see if maybe we can
curious-
get some
Where
more
is it?
information out of him now that he's not, living with vampires.
Where's Zenzo?
I'm here.
Is he with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, you need to go over there for a minute. I gotta ask a question without you here.
Zenzo has
Bye.
clearly damaged the trust of the group.
Yeah. Zenzo has his own goals.
Bye for a minute. Bye. 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 See you in a minute. Bye. And so I grab a group. I'm like, come here. And I look at Misha and I'm like, so are we killing Zenzo?
Don't tempt me.
You're not killing Zenzo!
No, we're not killing Zenzo. He's just an asshole.
He
But all
asked
of us
me.
are a bit of an asshole.
He asked me 15 different ways if I would save him if I could. If I would have saved Alexander, if I would have
I
done
know.
something different.
He
That's
doesn't know
That's
he's
what you talked
talking
about up there.
among other things. He also brought up my past lovers.
So, just so we're on the same page, I'm totally for killing him if we go there.
Well, noted.
Well, let's
Thank you,
hope it doesn't
Callie.
come to that, but sure. I'm
I'm
glad
just here
you're
for the
on board.
team.
The sentiment is appreciated. I don't want to lose any of you, but at the same time, we should probably kill Zenzo.
Ian will go on the record as saying, "I'm not on board for inter-party murder."
Fair.
I will probably put that, just absolutely stop that because that's not fun. Just not to be that way, but that's one thing that I don't feel like is fun to RP.
Okay.
No, Ro just will never trust him completely again.
Right. Well, I can't say that I completely trust him myself, but for now, his goals align with ours, and I think that we should, well, at least the goals that we know of align with ours.
And so I'm gonna summon Zenzo back over and be like, "Fine, we won't kill you."
Callie,
Oh. I just wanted to know that he's not gonna be headed.
just
We're not gonna unalive him.
we're not gonna. Just
I mean,
try
I
to
can
be
go
a
do
little
my
bit
own
more
thing.
open. Just try to be a little more open with us and stuff.
I don't trust you, but we're not gonna unalive you.
Should we go to the coffin maker?
I suppose.
All right. Head back to the Blue Water Inn.
Then investigate. Here's the detail.
Okay.
Walk down the streets. What do we see? Do we see like people setting up and all that good stuff?
Yeah, you see the setup for the festivities. You see, again, the unhappy children that are dressed as flowers being paraded down the street, just kind of scowling. The unhappy children are not being killed just yet. They're being rehabilitated, they're going through happiness rehab, shall we say. They're young enough to
Emotional
learn.
conversion therapy.
They're not gonna get killed because they're children.
Kind of.
That's good. That's good.
They're not going to get unalived yet.
Not unless they refuse to be happy as adults.
Thanks. I'll cut off on
You hear people in the background saying, "All will be well. All will be well."
Sweet.
Mm.
Gotta hightail that out of here, guys.
Right, so you make your way back to the Blue Water Inn.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where's the Blue Water Inn? There it is. You make it back to the Blue Water Inn, which is taking a minute to load for some reason. Very blocky.
Got loaded fine for me.
Oh, not for me. It's like fucking Pixel City right here. Oh, there it goes. Alright, you're back to the Blue Water Inn.
Fix is little familiar, and I'm like, oh, it's so cute.
And you see the little terrarium just sitting there, being like, doop-a-doop-a-doo, just sitting around, kind of doing a little dance.
Dana, dear, have you seen the coffin maker here lately?
Oh, well, he was here a little while ago. I think he went back home. He seemed very rested.
Oh, good.
Alright.
Has anything happened in the town that we need to know about? Other than the preparations for the Forced Happiness Festival?
Really nothing to note aside from the festival's preparations. I've seen Isaac with the Burgomaster. He's on guard duty today.
I noticed. I was in the town squatter myself for a little bit. Still don't know how we're gonna get him alone to talk to him after, but we'll adjust that when we get there.
But yes, really nothing noteworthy that I've seen. Today seems to be a very auspicious day for a festival.
We appreciate you keeping an ear out for us as always.
Of course.
Well, Oscar, since you're leading this little field trip, do you want to go to the coffin makers?
Why am I leading it? I'm fine, we should.
Okay.
Also, we should probably try to sound not unhappy on our way there.
On our way to the coffin maker's shop.
They
Yeah,
don't seem
right?
to care too much about us right now.
Randomly pulls pizza and cupcakes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Magic.
I've hardly
Yum,
eaten
yum.
today. And now I'm realizing I'm hungry, so I can't stop munching on shit.
Why is
Drag
my
my
roll
character
20?
all the way over there.
My roll 20 is fucking up.
My roll 20 has been really weird. It keeps on disconnecting your guys' cameras, and I have to reconnect all over again.
I still see you, Asuka. You're the only one I see.
Yours is the only one that really doesn't die on me, and Rose.
I see.
Pizza's is completely borked, and Boone's is borked as well right now.
I fixed everyone except Mitsa. Ba-ba-ba.
Okay,
I just
so
read the word hot clam yogurt and I'm sad now.
ew.
Yeah.
Thanks, you made me gayer.
Okay.
So headed to the coffee maker shop.
Yes, sir. Most of us haven't even moved our tokens since last time, so
Okay.
I just moved mine over there.
All right. So, as you head over to the coffin maker shop, you arrive at the door. What do you do?
Knock on the door?
Knock on the door. You hear a very different voice. Oh,
What was that?
What the fuck?
so many screen share.
Oh,
Screen
people going live.
shares.
Oh, me and Eli hit it at the same time.
I heard it like 4 times.
Too.
All right. So as you knock on the door, you hear a very different voice. Says, "Just a minute," and kind of a sing-song voice comes to the door, answers it. And you see Henrik on the other side. He looks at you all and kind of goes pale. He says,
Calm down, calm down.
you hear that tone, sort of happy tone of his voice instantly change. He's like, yes, can I help you?
The bones, where did they come from?
The bones? The bones, yes, the bones here. They belong to the church, I believe.
Alright, well.
Hey, quick question. Who is this church for?
Saint Andrew.
Wait, I'm sorry. So you mean to tell me that... Okay, thank you. I will... Do you know where the church is? Could you tell us, rather? We're obviously not up.
I should know, shouldn't I?
Oh, yeah, Senso knows as well. That's right.
Yeah,
I
Zenzo would
didn't really... I guess I wouldn't really peg you as a pious one, but...
I mean, I know things. I know where everything is around town.
All right.
I walk a lot.
We should probably go then.
I'm a power walker.
Sorry to bother you. I hope you're feeling better.
Well, I was, I just, sorry, seeing you kind of brings up weird memories.
You're welcome.
Sure. Could we buy another coffin?
Yeah.
All right.
Take it, please just leave.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Sweet. Go in, grab the coffin, walk out.
Yep.
Drop this off at home, and then we can go to the church.
Ugh, it's so tedious carrying this around for you, Zenso.
I mean, I could. No, I don't have.
Alright, let's go.
I don't have the pizza anymore.
Come along before Mita bites our head off.
Power walk. I'll ask the servants to prepare the bodies for burial. To just like put them in their coffins, dress them up. When I come back next, we'll do that.
Alright,
Will
to
do.
church.
Maybe I can get the priest to do the burial.
Wonderful, one-stop shopping.
Yeah. Multi-bird.
Multitasking, yeah. All right, let's head to the church, wherever it may be. Lead the way, Zenso.
I've kind of been fucked up on some of the locations. Technically, this is the church, but I think we've been calling it the Blue Water Inn.
When
We
is
sure
Blue
have.
Water Inn?
The blue. It doesn't really matter. The Blue Water Inn is where we've been saying Wachter House is.
Water House.
What the fuck?
Uh,
I could have
Details.
sworn that you said that this was Walker House at some point, or this one right here.
I think, yeah, that
It was this one.
this one is Wachter House.
Because I remember about the tree. We talked how we were
Oh,
like
yeah.
hiding in the tree.
Details.
Well, of course,
details.
correct.
Alright.
Let's go to the Blue Water Inn
the
slash
In!
church.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
To the church. I mean, yes.
The Inn of Saint Andrew.
Is it all the orange buildings? Are they all the important ones?
Apparently.
A lot of them, yes.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
because this is the one that everybody else is
Coffee
at. That's the coffee maker. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so as you come into the the St. Andrew's Church, you see the priest appear before you. He says, "Yes, hello. What can I do for you?"
Hey, so
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Are you missing any bones?
He looks at you and kind of narrows his eyes. Why would you ask me that?
Well, it just so happens that we maybe came across some of them.
Uh-huh.
Needs a help.
I found in this some in my mother's closet. Miss Wachter, Madam Wachter.
Those are not the bones of St. Angel, I don't believe.
No,
Did
the
anyone
ones
ever
that are
actually
the
go
ones that
look
we-
at those?
Bones were those?
Oh
Who knows?
wow! What the fuck? No, the ones that we found in the coffin makers were the bones.
There was just a set of bones.
Uh-huh.
We never went and looked at those.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We weren't there, so.
Okay. I thought those were.
No, that was a third set of bones. You found 3.
Jesus Christ!
Why do we have so many bones?
It's like Grog's fucking bag now.
So he looks at you again. Bones. You just came across bones and knew to come to speak to me.
I mean, you seemed like the logical person to speak about when somebody tells us that we have the bones of St. Andrew.
And where did you find these bones?
Does it really matter? The point is that we found them.
I like where you're going, Asuka.
He's a holy man. It's a church. It's fine. Let him be.
Give me a persuasion check, Oscar.
Oh yeah. You'll be good at those, right?
I'm not. Actually,
Aw.
I am. I just realized I just usually have really crappy rolls. Is all.
You're a charisma caster. You should be pretty decent.
Motherfucker, that's a 7.
Oh.
I rolled a 2.
He says, "It is my concern where you found these bones because I'm beginning to think I'm staring directly at a group of holy grave robbers."
Look.
Do you really?
Darling.
You're
Darling.
so full of shit.
Hold on. Well, I'm sorry, Father. We were investigating strange happenings on the town, and we came upon the coffin maker, and we found in his shop both the bones and several vampire spawnings that we barely survived through. So we interrogated the coffin maker, and he said that they were stolen and that they were the bones of St. Andrews, and we are here to return them.
Okay. He kind of relaxes a little bit. I suppose that explanation makes a little bit more sense.
That makes more sense? How? You know what? Whatever.
I mean, he can keep going aggro.
Take your damn bones.
I guess I'll no longer have to flail Milajov. Please.
Who's Milajov?
My disciple. My lord-in-waiting, I suppose.
I suppose the bones were stolen because of him?
So I thought. He is tasked with protecting them.
Why would anybody want to steal these bones?
Oh fuck.
Well, follow me, shall we? Let me take you to their resting place.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so you follow him over. You come over to a small crypt in the back, and he opens the door, says, "Please, place them here. If they are as you say, then you'll see what happens."
Okay.
Okay. I'll reach into the bag of holding and place the bones of St. Andrew.
Right. So he closes the door of the crypt. Initially, when you walked on here, you would have noticed, Oscar and Ro would have noticed that this church did not really seem to be particularly a holy, sacred place. It seemed off a little bit, as it almost
That-
seemed desecrated. As he
That
closes
would
the door, um, you guys did not spend long enough here for this to really come up. You've done this in a strange order, so it's all coming up at the end. As he closes the door, the two of you feel the purity of the land around this church return, and
Never
you
get
feel-
used to that feeling.
you feel those of you who have a religious persuasion would feel that the grounds of this church are now protected by the effects of a hallow spell.
Ooh, it feels like I just took a really good dump.
Way to ruin it, Oscar.
He is no longer religiously constipated.
Ro will
The
kind of rub her hand over her chest, where her holy symbol is. And... Okay, well, that's a thing.
And Callie, the religiously constipated, would just feel a little tingle of magic and be like, "What?"
He said he felt like he took a dump. I have my mushrooms.
They take my dumps for me.
Yep.
How does that even work? Anyway.
those dumplings.
That's a
Excuse
good
me.
feeling. Who was St. Andrew?
A saint. Got in the name.
Wow.
Astute observations, Zenzo. Thank you. I would have never guessed.
Why you ask?
All my questions have been answered.
Oh, okay then. What's next?
What's next is you shut up and let the priest talk.
Yeah.
So who was St. Andrew?
Saint,
I still want to know.
Saint Andrew was the initial patron of this place. He gave his life in the fight against Strahd, and he chose to make this his final resting place and used what was left of his holy magics to keep this place a sanctuary for all.
Well, let's hope we don't have to add our bones to this collection.
My bones are sworn to the Morgan, so mine aren't gonna end up here. Not sure where they'll end up, but she would
I'm
leave
gonna
them
be
here.
a mushroom.
I hate it here.
I like it here.
Of course, the mushroom lady does.
Thank you, kind priest. I'm glad that we were able to restore a little bit of sanity in this crazy world.
Yes, thank you very much. Strange coincidence how it all happened, but I won't question it too much.
You know what?
That's good. Don't question it. Just have
Hey.
faith.
While we're on the subject, we, just like St. Andrew, are kind of lower my voice a little bit, but just like we're trying to remove Strahd from the picture. Is there anything you can do to help us?
Well, with the bones restored, I can provide a modicum of protection from Strahd himself within this town. I cannot ensure that he will never step foot, but there is some level of repellent to him in this town, as long as the bones lie here.
That works. I mean, that's something, I guess.
I feel better.
At the very least, you should not see Strahd in his fully empowered form in this place.
You.
For him here. But alas, we've created 2 safe spots that Strahd can't really go into very much. And we
I
still
have-
have to go to his territory instead.
If I may, I have a question for you.
Of course.
Your order has fought him before. I want to know if you've been to his home base. He's invited us to dinner, and I want to know what we're walking into.
Oh, you've received an invitation to Castle Ravenloft.
Unfortunately.
Well, depending on the nature of the invitation, should you remain civil, so will he. Strahd likes to negotiate, wheel, deal. Um, I would say, as if you approach his home, as long as you are respectful and do not initiate hostility or steal from him, he will give you fair warning before he attacks.
Is there anything...
Wonderful. So he's a civilized murder machine. Great.
I mean, we knew that.
He prides himself on the last vestiges of his humanity, at times.
So, speaking of murder machines, what is your opinion of the Burgomaster?
Oh, Burgomaster, great guy. Just kind of smiles, gives a thumbs up.
Insight check.
Give me an insight check.
Five.
Sounds like a great guy.
Oh my
He's
god, you're
like
right.
giving
He
a
does
thumbs
sound like
up.
an amazing man. I want to meet him.
Okay, I get uncomfortably close to the father, and I whisper in his ear, "If you don't stop me, I'm going to kill him." So, nod yes if you want this to happen, or shake your head no and smile, and I'll step back.
Give me a persuasion check, Mitza.
23.
You see him, he just kind of smiles. He's like, bobbles his head a little bit.
So he nods.
He kind of nods and shakes all in one motion. He's very conflicted. You would be able to get that. He's
Simple yes and no question.
You did not give an answer, is what you're saying.
he kind of nods his head a little bit, but he's like also shakes it. He's like he doesn't know what to do. You see his head kind of he's having a little head explosion in this
He's a holy
moment.
man.
Wonderful, father. All right. How connected do you feel to the people of the town? Do you think you would be a responsible leader?
Oh my, no. I have no desire to lead this place.
What do you think of
We'll see
Donica
about
at the
that.
Blue Water Inn?
Good day, father.
And remember, Father, ask yourself, WWSAD. Walks away.
What?
Okay.
Well, that's St. Andrews too.
He just
What
like,
would
be like
sad?
that's more of what he's feeling.
Fuck you, bro. I'm giving you guys gold.
I thought it was good.
Gold!
This priest is just very shook right now, been put in a very uncomfortable position all of a sudden.
8 out of
Well,
10.
what can I say? Meat is on top.
Can you do a funeral?
Yes. Yes, certainly I could do a funeral.
Awesome. Tomorrow at noon? Sound good?
Sure. Do you have last rites written? Should I write them?
That sounds like your job thing. I
Well,
don't know what last rites are. Zach does not know what last rites are.
Just like the speech, sort of the fare thee well to the dead.
The eulogy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
that'd
last
be a
rites are
lovely-
given. Last rites are given before someone's dead. These people are very much already dead.
Okay, pardon me.
Sorry, religious theology major.
I
There you
will
go.
give you full lead away with this, Father. I don't have much good to say, at least.
And who are these for?
Mr.
Murder.
and Mrs. Lady Wachter, or Mr. and Mrs. Wachter of the Wachter house.
I see. Okay. I will see what I can do in that time.
I know it's a bit weird, but recently. No, I won't go. I won't explain it. If you have questions, I'll answer them. But if you don't need to know, it's good too.
I'd rather not pry.
There'll be 2 caskets. They'll be going in next to each other.
And one of them killed a bunch of people. What?
Did she specifically do it? We don't know. She
Come on, we
instigated it, but I'll admit that. But did she actually do the killing? Is honestly we had to know.
Come on, let's go. Call out, thanks, sorry about your bones. As we're walking out, I approach Ro. Like, hey, Ro.
What?
Can't hear you.
Yes, Oscar?
You remember that thing that I asked you earlier about that we might need to get help from your genie? So it dawned on me when we were speaking with the Gateau. Sorry,
Gateau.
That he said that one of the apricorns of super awesome wine power was possibly nearby, and the only other magical entity we know nearby is your genie and Strahd that we know of. And we can't really ask Strahd where it is, but maybe the genie might know where it is.
Oscar will say this. Shit, Ro wasn't in the room when he mentioned that, was she?
Mentioned what?
You were outside.
Mentioned
Yeah,
what?
you pieced out very quickly into the conversation with the devil.
Aha.
No, because, okay, I know how to get to where I need to go. Why did the Gateau, whatever his name was, want us to get that for him? Couldn't he get it himself?
I mean,
No, he said that he couldn't
but...
get to it. He said he needed somebody to get it for him. He also said that he knew where it was, but he didn't want to tell us where it was, and also that it was nearby.
So let me get this straight. The devil said he could not get something. We just walked out of the holiest place in this town.
It was desecrated.
Doesn't matter. Ro will turn on her heel and walk back into the church, walk up to the father and say, "Is this the only holy place in town?"
Yes, this is the most heavily consecrated place.
Even without the bones, it is considered holy, correct?
Without the bones, not so much.
But would the holiness be enough to keep, say, a devil at bay, even without the bones?
Let me see.
Ask him about the apricorn.
You're thinking Pokemon.
It changes every time. I added a new one to the
It's a
mix.
pine corn.
It's a pine apple maple corn.
Ben pineapple apple pen.
I'm looking here. Are devils repelled by devils are not demons? Are they repelled by holy places in D&D?
I think holy usually just repels fiend in general.
Okay.
And devils and demons fall into the same fiend category.
Right.
Does it matter if it's desecrated?
It was
Desecration
yes,
boosts their power.
Yeah, it does, and so
it would have been able to get it.
So it's desecration is a very specific word in D&D, and so if a place is desecrated, it's the opposite of a hallowed spell, Now, if you take the hallowed protections off of a place, it doesn't desecrate automatically. So it would be a normal place. And so while the place was not hallowed, if the devil wanted to, he could have walked in to St. Andrews without any ill effects.
Right, because DM very specifically said that it appeared to be desecrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
so,
don't know that I would. If we're being like very technical, I don't know that it was specifically that. It was like the rest of Barovia and maybe a little worse than normal, but maybe not a boost to the power.
That's fair.
But still, he would have been able to see it, get in here to get something
Yes.
he wanted.
The devil would have been able to go into St. Andrews without the hallowed effect.
Is
Right.
there anywhere else, anywhere even remotely close to here that you can think of, Father, that would keep a devil at bay?
Did he?
We are
Did he-
looking for an object that the devil happened to have some interest in, but he said he could not retrieve it himself.
I don't remember him saying that he couldn't.
And Boone, DM question: you did say that he was not able to get it himself, right?
I mean, like, I feel like he could take that arm, but want someone else to do it for him.
This is
Yeah.
different, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how to phrase this because my intentions, I think, are a little bit different than what was received.
Okay.
So this is not this thing is not bound by a holy power. It's just in a place that the devil did not have access to, but you guys do, but you're not really exactly sure how you have access.
Maybe he can't just wander around the material plane. Or
I
I
mean,
guess we're not.
It's not restricted by any type of specific holy energy, though.
Yeah.
It's a magical effect.
Okay.
It's
Maybe he
it's resisted by a magical effect, which once again circles back to my question. Ro, can you ask your genie friend?
Okay.
Thing.
I do need to say, though, do we want me to do that today? Because I can only do it once a day. We are going somewhere that may well lead to us being pissed off.
Well, if that's the case, let's go ahead and wait until the end of the day when, hey, maybe we're not dead, and then we can ask. How about that?
Father, before we leave, have you heard anything of a magical gem of any sort here in town?
He just kind of shakes his head. No, I've not heard anything about a magical gem. No.
It's a gem apricorn.
Pokemon?
If you hear of
Gem pine
anything,
cone.
if you hear,
Just say all the seeds.
if you hear of anything, please send word to Danica. She will get word to us. We're trying to tie up loose ends and set things as right in Barovia as we can.
And I'm rephrasing for her because we said a gem. It's not a gem, it's a gem pine cone. You haven't heard anything about a gem pine cone or seed of any sort, have you?
Acorn.
No.
Acorn.
Answer to all of your questions is no.
Got it. Cool. Just covering all our bases. Thank you. Don't forget WWASD.
Bro,
ASD.
flick him again on the helmet so
Andrew
it's
Saint too.
SAD.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I said it fast and I fucked it up. You know what I mean? I walk out of the church at least.
That took forever.
Yeah, I know. So what
Act
was
like
our
we have
next thing?
in-laws to bury.
That's tomorrow.
That's
Oh,
tomorrow.
good.
Yeah, I postmarked that. Give us a little more time.
You should probably tell your family in case we're all dead tomorrow.
You'll take care of it.
Okay.
The servants know where the bodies are. It's good.
okay.
All right. Well,
That'll be an awkward conversation with brothers.
Mm.
Another parent has to be buried.
So, Ro, were you talking to the genie right now or no?
No. I'll wait till
Senso,
before
just say
bed.
it's ceremonious.
There's 2 coffins.
Just say it's ceremonious. They all both wanted to be together. You're burying an empty coffin. They're dumb. They'll understand.
I thought I was supposed to be forthright. I'm getting a lot of mixed signals here.
I mean, that's
When you're
super
sparing
fair.
somebody, like, their feelings, in that case.
Okay, so we've done what we need to. Where are we going now?
To get an arm
Really.
and meets his revenge.
What time of the day is it?
By now it would be like late afternoon.
God, I need a drink.
It would be getting pretty close to time for the main festivities to convent. Blah blah blah. Main festivities to commence.
Do I see anybody near me, like any of the townsfolk? Motherfucker.
What?
At Alaric. He redeemed a death.
I heard the words. I need a
Yeah,
drink.
in retrospect, I caught
I
it
need to have your
myself.
stream open more so I can do this too.
God damn it.
I
Give me
know.
a sec. I will take that shot in a moment. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. Are any of the town schmucks over here looking all happy go lucky, we happy few? Look like they're, walking by, setting up shit or something right now?
Yeah, there's people all around you, bringing like the last bit of stuff they need to the town
Hey, okay,
square.
I'll just approach one of the nearest ones, and I'm just like, hey, buddy, happy day to ya.
All is well.
All is well, yes. What's the main event? What time does this all start? We're not from town, so, I wanted to make sure that we get the front row seats.
Yes, absolutely. I would want to be up front too if it was my first time. Here in about an hour and a half, the main festivities should begin. About 6.
At 6, and where do people meet, and what is the main festivity?
Town square. The main festivity is the lighting of the blazing sun.
That sounds fun. They don't light anybody on fire, do they?
Nobody that doesn't deserve it.
Noted. That sounds like fun. I guess we'll see you there, friend.
See you there. All will be well.
All will be well. Spit on my heel, walk back to the group. I'm like, I think they're gonna burn someone in that big wicker ball that they apparently have in the town hall. Zenzo, how have you not seen this festival every year? How long have you been here?
I've probably seen it. I just don't partake.
And you didn't tell us
Well,
that they burn a person?
We're working over the forthright things. Remember? We're working for this.
I'm gonna step in. This is not the only festival that happens. There's a different... Festivals happen every couple of weeks. They rotate, though.
That's worse! You understand how that's worse, right?
They all kind of mesh together. How am I supposed to tell what's different when you don't attend?
Okay. These people are just willy-nilly killing people because they're sad?
They don't do it just for the festivals. They do it just all the time, every day.
Holy shit snacks, we need to kill... Holy shit snacks, we need to kill every single one of these assholes.
Okay,
2 specifically.
sure. I'm less against it.
We need to find the Burgmaster.
And by find, you mean remove. But yes.
And by find, I mean find him where we're not going to kill him in public.
In public, great. Yes. Agreed.
Because we can't deal with a million guards killing or
I feel like we're
coming down
pretty
on
good.
us.
Was one time.
Look, one of our heavy hitters was immediately downed. I am going to err on the side of caution here and say that we should probably try to remove the Burgomaster.
I would like to point out that we do have an audience with him after the festival. We were promised that.
After the festival, after they've killed how many people?
You got a point.
We already let them kill 5.
Wasn't it 4? I don't remember.
It's been literally 3 months. Cut me some slack.
No, that's fair.
I
mean,
remembered a number.
It was 5.
This is what you've this is what you've seen. who knows what's happened?
Yeah,
outside of
exactly.
here.
And we've barely been here, and they've already burned 5. Burned how many today? At least 1.
I guess my point is the body count's already high.
What's one more?
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
That's
Why
that's
do
what I
we
was-
keep you
no,
around?
No. That was Zach. That was not Zenzo.
Why do we keep you around?
Holy shit. Give me 1 second. I actually need that dead hydrant now.
I
Be
made
right
you.
back.
I'm trying to replace him, but you said no.
You told us to fuck off a long time ago. I've made my cinematic piece with that.
Oh, above the table, since Asuka's stepping away, Chrome had talked to me and was interested in using the deal with the devil to try and basically change his character back from Zenzo to Alexander, and that was what he was hoping to accomplish.
Narratively speaking, like there's
I
no
don't-
way that's going to happen.
I had that thought that it was the player for the character who was bringing this up, and we should probably go with his wishes. Ro would not have had that. Ro blames herself so much for his death that she would not let somebody who did not know him bring him back.
After he pridefully chose death because he wasn't going to look the same, Misa will have nothing to do with him. So, you can bring back Alexander, but, that's not going to be really copacetic with several members of the party.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I honestly, you were pushing for it so hard, out of game. You were pushing it for it so hard. I was like, maybe Zach wants Alexander back, but I was just like, he literally said no.
I said no because I thought I was gonna be deformed, and then everyone got fixed right away, which left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth.
Fair.
Yeah. But you also got the chance to come back as a completely whole and just simply different race and shot that one down. So not deformed at all, just different, and you still said to F off.
When? No?
We were given the option to use the reincarnate spell on you. And you said, if I can't be a dragonborn, I choose death.
I don't remember this.
I do.
So do I.
Yeah. That being said, if we conveniently find Alexander's last will saying that he wants to be revived, I will go on a quest to revive him.
No.
I'm not going to.
Ro wouldn't.
No.
Ro 100% would not have any part in that.
Didn't we already burn everything,
We didn't.
Yeah, I very decidedly so.
Fireball. I need to make the shots different. I got the Final Fantasy XIV cookbook, and I can't wait to try those things out.
I don't know. If that's what makes you happy, then make it happen. But narratively speaking, it doesn't make any sense. So
I will go with what makes the group happy.
yeah. So do what makes you happy. But I mean, if you want it to, be part of the story, you're gonna have to come up with something out of the box.
I mean, we've discussed how it would come up out of, narratively speaking, basically the devil has the ability, if he's brought this acorn, to essentially do a true resurrection.
Why now, though?
Because it was pulled from basically a deck of many things. It was a wild card for sure. It is unusual. I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But
I'm gonna pause stream so we can pause recording so we can actually discuss this because